Alright guys, this one's really long and I apologize, but this is called Yes. 17 months ago, I saw a picture of you and thought, he's cute, but he's a douche. Over the next month, I talked to you a total of 4 times and I realized I was wrong, so I changed my mind. By the second month, I had a crush, but I kept my distance. You had a girlfriend, and I didn't want to get in the middle of it. I'd been in that situation before. In the third month, you guys broke up. I'm terrible with words and advice, so I said, sorry bro, that sucks. 4 months we talked. Nothing more than blood on the dance floor and random Facebook chats that didn't mean crap, but apparently they did. End of the 5th, we'd hung out every day. We sat in my truck one night under the lone streetlight listening to nothing more than our shallow breathing and the wind knocking ever so slightly on the passenger door window. And finally you turned to me and said, I had fun tonight. Would you like to do it again? Just me and you? Me being my awkward, stupid self, I said nothing as I gave you a double thumbs up wearing the stupidest grin I could muster. You left to go inside. I waited until you were out of sight before I opened my mouth and screamed at myself for being so fucking stupid. And 1 week later, we gave it a second try. Locked inside your bedroom by a friend sitting outside, I said yes. You hadn't even asked. You rewinded. That's not the way it goes. I said yes after you finally asked, and we left that 4-walled, awkward, nervous prison of a bedroom, and I slept on your couch while you slept in your bed, and I went to work the next morning with a smile on my face, remembering every word that we had said. I said yes. And 12 days later, we held hands, your palm sweaty in mine, my stupid grin on my face, and I felt like we were fighting for time, just like Justin Timberlake on the movie theater screen. And 3 weeks later, in my truck once again, we kissed, and I grinned, and we kissed, and I laughed, and we kissed, and I finally got it right. Month 7, we decided to be friends because you still loved your ex, and I forgave you even though you told me over text. Special circumstances that went against your morals. Within 3 days, it didn't work. 7 days, movies and talking and parties and trying my best to comfort you while you were drunk and talking about suicide. Fuck suicide, you're worth more than that. And what gave you the right to be jealous? And every time we kissed in the cab of my truck when we were friends, I would slap myself and say, never again. Month 8, you asked me for the 3rd time, standing outside your apartment door, and I said yes. 4 months later, after Christmas and Easter and the best concert of my life, I didn't want to say anything either. Just hold you and cry in your shoulder because you were the first person to ever hold me and say it's all right to cry. And though part of me wanted to say it, and though part of me wanted to end it, the 99% didn't want to say goodbye. And if you remember, I didn't. I'm not sure what I said, but it wasn't goodbye because goodbye implies I may never see you again, and I don't want to think like that. 3 weeks later, you returned to sell your piece of shit car that hadn't run in the 6 months we'd been dating. The day before you left was the first day I had sex, and I'm glad it was with you because you cared about me and about us, and you weren't a douche or gay like every other guy to this day. 2 months later, you returned after good morning and good night text day after day, and you were with me in the bed and it screamed, and I was drunk and you threw up and we were both scared, and we spent that night in the Walmart parking lot. Another 2 months and I was with you again, with a few of our friends, having the best vacation of my life because I got to have you by my side every night. And we were stranded on the boardwalk to ride gay-ass tricycles and jump in the waves and stare in the distance and wonder what it would be like to not know which direction to go. Do we even know which direction to go now? 8 weeks later, I drove my fist through my wall as you told me you still had feelings for her, and though my heart ached, it was the shooting pain in my knuckle that kept me grounded. And you told me you kissed her 6 months ago, and I wondered how the fuck could you look me in the eye as you pushed your way inside me for my first time, knowing what you hid behind your own eyes. White lies brought us to our knees. You felt hollow, I felt betrayed. You said you cared. And I was pissed at you, and I was pissed at me, an asshole and a bitch, a liar trying to come clean like a junkie because the lies are so much easier to hide behind. I was pissed. I asked, how many second chances can one guy get? Depends on how much you care about him. I said yes. You hadn't even asked. I forgive you, but I won't forget because that's the person that I am, struggling with you and struggling with me and struggling with this hypocrisy. That's what Carl said. That's what forgiveness sounds like. Screaming and then silence. And I was done talking that night because I knew what I would decide. One more try. I said yes. You hadn't even asked. And 2 weeks later, I said goodnight as I wrote this poem, and I realized I never want to say goodbye. So don't fuck up again. I won't say yes.